This is your severe weather outlook for Thursday, August 22, 2019. Brought to you by Xtreme Weather. I am Xtreme Weather AI Assistant Meteorologist James Johnson. Our outlook uses information derived from the National Weather Service Weather Prediction Center, located in Norman, Oklahoma. Here is your severe weather outlook summary. There is a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms across parts of the northern and central high plains and from Oklahoma into the mid-Atlantic and New England. Isolated severe wind gusts are possible this afternoon and evening from Oklahoma eastward across the Ohio Valley and into parts of the mid-Atlantic and New England. Meanwhile, hail or wind, occasionally reaching severe levels, will also be possible over the central and northern high plains area. And now for your detailed severe weather outlook. A couple of upper-level troughs and associated surface cold fronts will result in a few areas of strong, occasionally severe storms today. The first trough will pivot eastward from the upper Great Lakes to the northeast. A band of stronger southwesterly deep layer flow will overspread much of the northeastern United States from around Pennsylvania northward, while a surface cold front shifts eastward. The western extent of the front will drop more slowly south-southeast across the Midwest, extending from southern Missouri toward Chesapeake Bay by Friday morning. Several weak shortwave impulses and remnant MCVs will float through westerly flow from Oklahoma to the mid-Atlantic ahead of the southward sagging front, aiding in the development of sporadically strong thunderstorm clusters. Further northwest, a shortwave trough will migrate eastward across the northern Rockies. A surface cold front will progress eastward across Montana, Wyoming during the afternoon and evening, while a surface trough strengthens southeasterly low-level flow in a moist upslope flow regime across the northern high plains. This will focus another area for strong storm potential during the afternoon and evening across parts of the northern and central high plains. A warm and very moist air mass will reside ahead of the surface cold front. Overall, west-southwesterly flow will be rather modest, with the strongest flow residing over the northeast. A corridor of modest destabilization will overlap with this relatively stronger flow, and a few fast-moving storm clusters or line segments are possible from Pennsylvania northward through coastal Maine. A few strong wind gusts could accompany this activity, though the overall threat should remain limited by poor mid-level lapse rates and in the absence of stronger shear. Further south toward the Chesapeake and VI North Carolina Piedmont vicinity, thunderstorm clusters are expected to develop in vicinity of a lee trough as subtle shortwave impulses migrate across the Appalachians. The air mass across this area will be very moist with PW values greater than 2 inches forecast. Strong heating will result in moderate destabilization, and some strong gusts in wet microbursts will be possible. Deep layer westerly flow will remain weak across the region. However, several shortwave impulses are forecast to migrate through westerly flow, while a myriad of outflow boundaries and MCVs from prior convection influence thunderstorm development during the afternoon. Steep lapse rates and moderate instability will be sufficient for severe storms, but weak flow will limit overall organization. Nevertheless, a few strong to severe storms are possible, with strong downburst winds being the main threat. Should an adequate cold pool develop, very steep low-level lapse rates could support a surging cluster bow, with an increased threat for damaging wind, but confidence in this scenario is low, precluding higher probabilities. Strong southeasterly upslope flow in the vicinity of a prefrontal lee trough will bring upper 50s to low 60s surface dew points across the high plains of Montana, Wyoming, Colorado. Strong heating and very steep mid-level lapse rates will result in 2,000 to 3,000 j/kg/mLCAPE by afternoon. While southeast flow through around 2 km will be strong, mid and upper level flow will remain rather weak. Nevertheless, as forcing increases with the approach of a surface cold front and the upper trough, scattered thunderstorms are expected. A deeply mixed subcloud layer will support strong downburst winds, especially as clusters line segments are favored. However, very steep mid-level lapse rates also will support some potential for hail initially. In the absence of stronger shear, will maintain marginal risk. Further west across the higher terrain of south-central into southwest Montana, a couple of storms could produce gusty winds and hail as the cold front moves through during the early afternoon.
This broadcast is made possible in part by Xtreme Weather. Funding for this broadcast is provided in part by our viewers and their donations. We would like to thank our viewers for their continued support of this extreme weather program. Thank you for listening, and please check back often for further weather updates that may impact you and your area.